Indeed, probably about 25 to 30% of you probably have more than 2 handsets in your pocket at least, I would imagine. Well, that's not the case in sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. In the rural communities out there, less than 30% of the people have their own mobile phone handset. And yet, over 90% of these people use mobile phone services. And what they do, farmers like Jermaine here on the picture here, they use village phones. People in sub-Saharan Africa and Asia can't afford to buy a mobile phone handset, so they share mobile phones. Jermaine here is paying 10 cents to the village phone owner here to make a single phone call. She's making that single phone call actually to phone a friend of hers. She's run out of cash. She's asking for $5 to be sent from the next village to her. And that money will be sent using the local van service that runs a bus between the 2 villages, and it will be deposited in an envelope given to the bus driver. Hopefully, it will get to her. Now, this is the case for over 1 billion people that live out in sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. These 1 billion people earn an income of approximately $1 to $2 a day. They live in about 50 countries around Africa and Asia, and they spend an astonishing 5 to 30% of their income on mobile phone services. These 1 billion people, mostly in rural communities, and astonishingly, over 70% of them are women. There's a real gender gap here in terms of phone ownership in these rural communities. And the barrier to entry, well, why don't these people own a mobile phone? Well, the barrier to entry is the cost of the handset. Despite all the advances in technology, the cheapest phone handset now available to these people is around $20 to $25. That's over 6 months' savings for these people. Now, second-hand handsets are available in the marketplace, pricing at about $10. But these handsets are imports coming in through from China, and most of these handsets only last about 3 months in terms of the average life. These people in these rural communities are really tech-savvy. They know that if they're going to spend 6 months' savings on a handset and it breaks after a couple of months, they're going to be out of pocket. So what they tend to do is they try and save the money to try and see if they can actually buy a warranted phone, a proper phone from one of the mobile phone operators. So what about SIM solutions? Well, SIM solutions, yeah, they're relatively cheap. You can buy a SIM card for, 10 cents, can't you? It's really cheap. Okay, 10 cents, but it costs the operator up to $7 to get that SIM card in somebody's hands. Not just the price of the SIM card, but through distribution and sales channels and all the associated costs that are there. So for the mobile operator to get a SIM in somebody's hands is $7, but for the user it's quite impractical. They need to find a phone to put that SIM in.